everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer and today we are playing around with all new lip formulas. So I actually have 3 different products. I have the Hourglass Unlocked, which is supposedly a new satin formula. We'll talk a little bit about the formulas. I have the Givenchy Le Rouge Interdit. It's gonna be close enough today, guys. This is the Intense Silk formula. So if you haven't seen this, this is a new formula from Givenchy, supposedly. I have 1 shade in that one because I'm not so sure about how I'm gonna like that, so we'll see. The Hourglass, I actually have 3 shades. Then we're gonna talk about the Dior Maximizers. Now, I've talked about these before, but I have not gone into any detail about what I think of the reformulation of the product, why I didn't like them before, why I like them now, and I have 5 shades and I'm going to put them all on my lips. I seem to be, for some reason, deciding to destroy my lips. I did the Tom Ford video, now I'm doing this one, and I will be having a Dior lip marathon, similar to what I did with Tom Ford. I'm going to do all my Dior lipsticks, which I think I have about as many as I have of Tom Ford, so it's going to be interesting. But anyway, so we're going to talk about the new formulas. I also want to mention, I do have a bunch of the Christian Dior Mitzah lipsticks. So I am going to lip swatch them for you today. Again, I've lost my mind. Even though they're not a new formula. And the reason is I am compiling, I'm putting together notes, what my best satin lipsticks are. So in doing these videos, not only am I helping all of you so that you can decide what shades you want, but in trying them all out, I am writing down notes about like what I think of the formula, you know, what the pros and cons are, the price tags, all that good stuff for the compilation video that will be coming up probably February or March, where I will talk about my favorite satin lipstick formulas and why. You know, I'd love to hear from all of you, like what your thoughts are, like what are the things that you want me to take into account? Obvious ones, how long it lasts, you know, are they comforting? Do they give you moisture, you know, price tag, all those things. But, you know, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get your feedback. What kind of things you want me to take into account. All right, so with that, let's just go ahead and dive in. Well, first of all, I want to mention the necklace of today. This is a Givenchy necklace, which I've had, don't know, 20 years? I'm not even sure how long I've had this. I have earrings that go with it somewhere. I don't know where the earrings are. I was gonna wear them for all of you, but I can't find them. So hopefully I'll find them and then I'll post about it somewhere. So let's start with the Givenchy, since we have the necklace on. Let's talk about the Givenchy formula and all the newness. This formula is available at Sephora and it is available on the Givenchy site. It's either at other retailers or will be soon. The iconic semi-matte Givenchy, this is why I was like uncertain, was why I only got 1 shade. Semi-matte Givenchy lipstick reinvented in a new eco-conceived formula with surprisingly sensorial texture, enveloped in a couture case. Okay. Housed in a rechargeable leather case, Le Rouge Interdit Intense Silk is a timeless and elegant fashion accessory. I'm not sure about that, but okay. Its modern texture glides effortlessly over the lips like silk while delivering a luminous semi-matte finish. And thanks to the formula enriched in hyaluronic acid spheres and Emilia Oasis extract, lips are instantly smooth and the inner water is locked up for 24 hours. My lips have never felt like they've had their inner water locked up for 24 hours, but we'll see. For absolute comfort, the intense color is impressively long lasting, staying vibrant for 12 hours. Combining an ultra-fine film with the most vivid color and the utmost comfort, Le Rouge Interdit Intense Silk redefines the lipstick rules. Less really is more. So again, there's interesting ingredients in here. There's silk powder extract, prickly pear oil, which by the way is my favorite type of margarita. Not that you care, but prickly pear. Camellia Oasis extract, some type of flower, and hyaluronic acid. Again, with the, you know, they always have these 94% of women said, I don't, me personally, I don't put a lot of faith in any of that because I'm always just like, really? You know, I think things do work. Products, hyaluronic acid absolutely does work. There are a lot of things that work, but when it's put into a makeup product instead of a skincare product, you know, you're going to get different outcomes, frankly. And it also depends on your skin and your lips. My lips are, if you haven't washed them before, very dry, extremely dry. I did my best today to get them as moisturized as I possibly could for this video. Fingers crossed. Okay, it says these vibrant shades are divided into 8 color families, which I think is interesting. There are various reds, that's how they say. There are 25 silky shades. Red bean paste, which is dried rose tones. Brick red, which are yellow brown reds. Tomato red, bright reds. Maple red, brown tone reds. Wine red, burgundy tone reds. Carrot red, orange tone reds. Pink, soft and vivid pink. And milky nudes, natural pink beige tones. The shade that I picked up, again, if you've watched me before, it's not going to be a surprise to anyone. I did not pick up a super nude though. I am actually proud of myself. I did not go with like the most pinky beige shade. I went with a shade called 500 Brun Mocha because I thought, okay, it's going to be a brownish shade, but it's going to have, you know, some intensity to it. So let's just see how this really works. Now this is the case. It's the traditional Givenchy case, but as you can see, the outside of it is leather. Givenchy always comes up with, if you haven't seen before, special edition lipstick cases. There's the pink one with the G's all over it, which I actually love the shade that's in here. Here's the one from winter, holiday collection. Well, it looks like a puffer perker coat, whatever. Anyway, this is very actually elegant and simple. It's black leather and, you know, the silver. So I don't have any problem with the packaging. I wouldn't call it an accessory, but again, that's just me. There is the bullet and the stamping that is on that bullet. Pretty straightforward. Definitely the traditional Givenchy. All right, now the shade, we're gonna try on my hand. I like the shade. Hopefully I like it on my lips. We're about to find out. So let's do that one first. No lip liners today, guys. So you're gonna get the pure, you're gonna get pure color, whatever it happens to be. Now, I didn't put a lot on. I left it relatively light for the first swatch of this. Feels very comfortable. Just seeing if it stings or anything. No. It says the silky finish, luminous color. So it's sort of like a luminous semi-matte. I don't see any mattness, to be honest, which is a good thing because I don't really like, a sheer matte is fine, a velvet matte is fine, especially this time of year, but I don't like something that's matte on my lips. First of all, I don't think it looks good on my lips because my lips are dry and matte just makes it look more dry. And I don't know, I don't like a matte lip. It's just me. Let's try putting on like another coat of it. Okay, I'm gonna say 2 things. One, I really like the color. The color is very pretty and kind of unusual. It is, I wouldn't call it mocha by any stretch of the imagination, but it absolutely is a warmed toned reddish brown. It's a really nice shade, and actually I picked out of the blue, so I'm actually impressed because I'm shocked I got the right color. This is a great color. It says Le Rouge Inter Silk is refillable thanks to its unique and sleek retail mechanism. Refills are available in the Mason's 6 most iconic shades. So it's not refillable in every shade, it's refillable in some of the shades. So I wonder if this one is not refillable. All right, I'm gonna have to figure that out because I'm gonna guess that some of them are refillable and some aren't because I don't know how this comes out. It says refillable on the side, so let's figure this out. I don't want to break it because, you know, you spent $40, or I spent $40 on it. I don't want to break the lipstick. We'll work on figuring out how this actually comes out. It does say on the side of the box that is refillable or rechargeable. You can see the directions at the top of the box. does say it though. So, but I will say they don't make it easy because I can't figure it out. All right. Or it could just be me. So that's 500. That's the finish. I really like the formula, I have to say. How long it lasts, how comfortable it is, all those things are coming. But I will say that I do feel like it's a comfortable lipstick. I don't feel like it's incredibly hydrating, but I do feel like it's comfortable. It does not feel matte. It feels like a nice satin. It's pigmented, but it's not like so pigmented that, you know, you put it on with one swipe and you feel like there's no need to go over it. I felt like you could build it a little bit, but I also think there's a tremendous amount of pigment for something that is a silky formula. It does feel silky. Let's move on to the Hourglass. Now, the Hourglass lipsticks are described as satin cream lipsticks. I have 3 shades. I have 312 Oasis, 306 Sure, and 318 Dahlia. I've shown you 2 lip swatches on Instagram. I haven't done any on my lips yet. It does specifically say right there on the front page of the Hourglass page for these lipsticks, 100% carmine free, which is very important because there's a lot of people who are very sensitive to carmine. So I do appreciate that they do that. And also for vegans. My sister's a vegan. These are, you know, part of that statement. So I think it's important that Hourglass has put this on their page. I think that's great. There's 20 high impact shades and 1 revolutionary red. I'm not sure why the red is called out differently, but I know it's in different red packaging. I do know that. I will say that Morgan Turner has a great video where she goes through all different shades, and Marae at Nordstrom, you can also pick them up from her, and she puts them all on her lips too, does a fantastic job. So the way they're described, experience high impact color in a single swipe with this ultra hydrating lipstick that delivers a luxe satin cream finish. Creamy lipstick features innovative vegan waxes for smooth texture, glides on seamlessly, and melts instantly into lips. It has mango seed butter, avocado oil, and argan oil. Wow. Okay, formula conditions for soft, smooth lips, comfortable wear that feels weightless. Custom bullet shape allows for precise application. Vegan and cruelty-free. Newest addition to Unlocked. Which is a collection supporting the Non-Human Rights Project mission to unlock the cages of wild animals in captivity. 5% of the profits from all unlocked products go towards that charity. Sleek gold magnetic case is embossed with the unlocked symbol to illustrate Hourglass's commitment to animal welfare. I did post pictures of it. You can see the little bunny on the top of the on the H, which I will show you. Okay, so this packaging is different in the sense that you have sort of a slanted top, but it also is like where you push pull to pull out the lipstick. It's not like the pop tops in the Chanel where you push and it pops out. It's just a magnetic closure. Okay, so the angle is kind of cool. The only thing I would say, if you put the lipstick down like this, your lipstick is going to be a little slanted on your vanity or wherever you put it. I don't really think that's a problem, but just something to be aware of. What I also like is on the lipstick bullet, and this is the same as true for the Givenchy, by the way. The name of the lipstick is on this this part of the bullet, which I do appreciate, because when you take them down and you put it on the counter, you're like, what color was that again? Because it's not connected to the cap. So it's nice to have it actually on the bullet itself. I appreciate that. So I'm going to swatch some in my hand for you first. This is Dahlia. Now, these feel different from the Givenchy. The Givenchy feels silky, which is its name, so just saying that. This is Oasis. This feels creamy. Feels very creamy. The formula that I would most liken it to is the Tom Fords of old. This is Sure. If you've never used a Tom Ford lipstick, that might not mean a lot to you, but back in the day, This very much reminds me of the 90s. Back in the day, Tom Ford was my favorite lipstick. And I've gotten a lot of questions about that actually since I did the Tom Ford lipstick video. So I want to say, I still really do enjoy Tom Ford lipsticks and his cream satin formula, whatever you want to call it, cream satin. And that is actually one of the things that prompted me to do this sort of cataloging of all my lipsticks to figure out what is my favorite satin formula. Because I don't think it's the Tom Ford anymore, to be honest with you. I think I know what my favorite satin formula is. It's going to surprise everybody, but I might be wrong because I've added new things and there's been reformulations. So I'm going through all of them to find out, along with all of you. I think though my favorite satin formulas are in lipstick lines that actually aren't, quote, mainstream lines. They are luxury. In fact, they might even be uber luxury, depending on how you categorize things. But I would say the Tom Ford ones are still extremely good, and these feel like that, the Hourglass ones. Can you also tell by the finish that the Givenchy, although, like I said, it's very silky and it is luminous, these are more creamy. You can just see the finish looks more creamy just on my hand. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see the difference on the lips. Now, I have used the Hourglass lipsticks before, so I have some thoughts, but we're going to put it on the lips. We'll talk about it. And then, you know, we'll move to the next ones. These are $38, so about same price point. So let me remove the Givenchy and move to the Hourglass. The details about what I'm wearing on my face, by the way, will be in the description box, but to mention, the blush and powder that's on my face is from Hourglass Unlocked as well, because I felt like, you know, I'm wearing the Givenchy necklace with the Givenchy lipstick. I figured the least I could do was throw in something from Hourglass. So let's start with Oasis because it's the lightest shade and it'll be the easiest to transition to. I have worn the shade actually a couple of times already. In my opinion, if you're looking for a really good pinky beigey shade, this is a great one. Now, two things about the shade. One, brown liner. I'm gonna use a brown liner, guys. If you haven't watched my channel before, I say that a lot. People have asked me for my favorite brown liners. I'm actually gonna do a video on that too. I think it's gonna be Instagram, but the one that I tend to reach for is Chanel's Brun Nude, but like that seems to be the one that is my favorite of all time. I think it's because I used to use it a lot when I was a makeup artist because I worked for Chanel, so I think that it just, you know, comes to me. But Tom Ford has a great one. Dior has a couple of ones that are really good. Chantecaille has a bunch of good ones. So anyway, I will do a video where I talk about my brown liners, but I have like a whole jar of brown liners. So this formula is creamier. It's not silky. I mean, it has like it's a smooth feel to it, but it's creamy. It is very creamy. It feels a little like I took the Emile Cordon lip balm and put it on my lips. That's a little how it feels. So it's extremely comfortable. I absolutely fell in love with the formula the minute I used it, I have to say. But I am not someone who immediately comes out and says, you must buy this. This is the greatest product ever. This is just not my personality, first of all. I like to research things. I like to make sure things really work over time. I know there's a lot of people who like a very long-lasting and maybe even a little drying, and they don't mind that because they've traded off for the long-lasting. I am not one of those people. I would rather reapply my lipstick several times a day. It's fine. I can't handle a dry lipstick. So these I love, I have to say, but they're not long-lasting. Are they less long-lasting than another lipstick that's a satin? I can't say that yet because I haven't had them long enough. They seem to last about the same amount of time as regular, like other satin lipstick, but it's too early for me to really say. So what I tell you right now is I really like them. I think the formula is really good. I actually am pretty impressed. I think the price point is decent, $38. But again, I say that because I, generally do luxury lipsticks or luxury products. So for me, $38 is in line with the other things I'm testing out. Compared to many other lipsticks, like the Wet n Wild one that I showed last year on my channel, which I actually love that color and the lipstick, it's like $1. So there's a huge difference there. But I would say in line with the other brands that I've used, this is very, very good. I'm just not ready to be like, yes, it's, you know, the most fantastic thing ever. But if you're looking for a hydrating lipstick and $38 is in your price range and that's what you're looking to spend, I really think this is a good product. And it's vegan, cruelty-free, carmine-free, all those things. So next I'm gonna do shade Dahlia and then Shore. You know what, I'm gonna do Shore and then Dahlia. I think Shore might be, oh, well, we'll see, but it's definitely browner. All right, let's use Shore. And the shape that they're talking about on the bullet, they say is, you know, patented. It's like a square top. It almost reminds me of Charlotte Tilbury's matte lipsticks and their shape a little bit. All right, let's do Shore. The shape does make it easier to put these on. Shore is very much a neutral brown lipstick, medium brown. It runs a little warm, I think, tad bit. I love these types of shades. For me, being, you know, I was in my 20s in the 90s, these are appealing to me. I like them, but it's definitely a look. If you don't like a brown lipstick, Shore is not going to be your shade. But yeah, it's a medium brown, but it's actually, like I said, very comforting. It feels like you put on a balm. It feels like you put on a Nutra-rich, creamy balm. And I will say this, for me to say that is saying a lot because my lips are extremely dry and it's hard for me to keep them looking not dry. So Formula is pretty good. Yeah, it feels incredibly comfortable. I mean, the other day I was wearing it and I forgot I was wearing it, which tells you something. It's lightweight, similar to the Givenchy in the sense that it's lightweight. It feels really nice. It feels soothing. All right, let's try Dahlia. I will tell you, Dahlia goes much pinker on me, on my lips, than it's been described by others. I don't think that's a bad or good thing. I just let you know that Dahlia on me, I think, is definitely more pink. My lips have a tendency to draw things cool, not warm. So I'm gonna have to look at Dahlia next to the Rouge Rosy Bloom. One second. This is the Rosy Bloom. Let's just take a look here. So they are similar. There's Dahlia. There's Rosy Bloom from Guerlain that everybody's been looking for. They're not exact, but guys, they are similar. The Rosy Bloom has more of like a red, and the Dahlia has a little bit more brown if you look at the undertone, but there's a similarity there, definitely. So if you have Rosy Bloom and you love it, then Dahlia is probably the closest, because I can't believe there's going to be another Hourglass one that's that similar. Or maybe there is, but I think that's pretty close, which is interesting because I have friends who bought the Rosy Bloom in the Guerlain and it's pulled, you know, a different shade on them than it goes on me. And like I said before, my lips pull things cool. So this, if you could see it on my hand, it does look a little bit like it has a little bit more of a brown undertone. On my lips, it goes pink. It's a pretty pink. I like it. I like the shade because it's always good to have cool shades, because you know, if you have only warm shades and you do a cool look on your eye and you want something that's a little bit more complementary and not contrasting, this is a really, you know, a good pink for me. I'd say it's a neutral pink. It's not cool, really cool or really warm, but it definitely looks a lot like the Rosy Bloom. Interesting. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the Dior Maximizers. All right, so like I said, I have 5 shades of the Dior Maximizers. 5 shades. And these came out was like either at the end of 2022, like right before the year ended, or the beginning of 2023. I think it was right at the end of 2022. These are available at Sephora. They're available at Nordstrom's. They're available at Dior. And they have different finishes: shiny, holographic, glittery, and then like there's another one, but I can't think of what it is right now. But anyway, there are a number of shades: 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30. I have 31 here, but there may be more. Dior has different amounts than other retailers will have. Now, when these came out, I was like, oh, I've already used the Maximizers. I've used them for years. And the Maximizers always, to me, they just kind of stung. And that was sort of it. So I never really understood the point, because they didn't make my lips look bigger. At least mine never really looked bigger or plumper. So I was just like, really? But these are different. So this is how they describe it. The Dior Addict lip, so it's Dior Addict. That's the line, Addict, like the unlocked, you know, you get it. Dior Addict Lip Maximizer is the iconic Dior lip gloss, genuine hydrating and plumping lip care that delivers a maximum volume effect. Infused with cherry oil and hyaluronic oil, its formulated is composed of 90% natural origin ingredients. Hydrated for 24-hour and enhanced like mirror-like shine, lips are visibly smooth and appear fuller. The new Dior Addict Lip Maximizer lip gloss has been reworked to fulfill your makeup needs with its delectable shades of both bold and natural colors. The lip plumper offers multiple possibilities with more finishes to choose from. In addition to shine with a magnifying effect, Dior Addict Lip Maximizer is now also available in intense, holographic, and shimmery versions. The case of this plumping lip gloss features the silver Dior letters in relief, blah, 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 blah. Benefits: volume, hydration, smoother lips. The formula, a key molecule for hydration is the hyaluronic acid. It says that it helps attract and retain water for 24-hour hydration. Infused with nourishing cherry oil, which is interesting because I don't think that was in any of the others. Scented with minty notes, the formula brings a refreshing sensation to the lips. So if you are getting that like tingling feeling, it's the scent of the minty notes that's in the formula that makes it like you have that refreshing sensation. But the thing is, because of that, it's not too stinging for me. And to be honest, I feel it a little bit, but it's really not a lot. It's just a little bit minty, and then it's like, it's fine. The hydration that it delivers, I have to say, really does seem to work. Now, I am not going to tell you that my lips look incredibly full and radiant like all day, because they don't. My lips are incredibly dry, so I don't know if anything could do that. But they do feel really nice when I wear them. And so what I've been doing when I've been filming is putting the lightest one on, and I'll explain which color that is in a minute, but and just wearing it like throughout the video as I'm putting on other makeup. And then I use whatever makeup I'm going to use. Now today I did not do that because I'm focusing on lips, but it does make my lips feel hydrated. It does make them look smooth, even when they don't necessarily feel super smooth. They feel that way. So they're soothing and they feel very comfortable, and they're very lightweight. Now they said 31 shades, which is what I said. It says 2 intensities and 4 finish. This is what I was trying to say before. Classic, intense, pearly, and holographic. So some of them are a little bit more sheer, some of them are a little bit more intense. So it's kind of interesting. The shades that I have, 003, which is a holographic lavender. So that's actually the name, holographic lavender, but it's a holographic lavender. Then I have 014, which is shimmer macadamia, which is like a shimmering rosewood. Then I have 018, and 018 is intense spice. It's a frosted chestnut, which is interesting that they describe it that way, but that's how they pronounce it. That's how they describe it. 039, which is a intense cinnamon, which is just cinnamon brown, but it's like satiny. There's no frosting or shimmer or holographic nature to that one. And then there's 045, which is a shimmer hazelnut. So it's a shimmering hazelnut brown. I'm gonna swatch them on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna put them on my lips. Okay, so holographic lavender, they're all in the same packaging. Holographic Lavender is the lightest of the shades I have. I'm going to build it up a little bit here on my hand. It's a holographic lavender, guys. You can barely see it, but if I go like this, you can kind of see it. There we go. It gives you a little bit of a holographic look on your lips. I like it by itself, but you know, I mean, it's up to you how you want to wear it. Shimmer Macadamia is a shimmery kind of rosewood shade. It's a nice everyday, I really like it, kind of shade. Then Intense Spice, so this is what they were saying, like the intensity. This is an Intense Spice, is a frosted chestnut. So there's more intensity in this shade. It's deeper. I know it sounds stupid, but I mean, that's the only way to describe it. Then Intense Cinnamon, which again, more intense, described as a cinnamon brown, which it is. So here's the Intense Spice and here's the Intense Cinnamon. I'd say cinnamon, a little more orange compared to Spice. Spice is cooler. And then the last shade, Shimmer Hazelnut, which is a shimmering shade, and it's hazelnut, but it's shimmery. So it's less it's less intense because it's not like the intense shades, but it's not holographic and it's shimmery. So this is shimmery. These two are intense. This is regular. This is holographic. So we're going to start with the holographic one, and then I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do the intense ones back to back so you can see them, because I feel like that's what I get a lot of questions about. And it was hard for me to really describe the difference on my lips, so I'm just going to show you. I would also like to say that the Hourglass lipsticks, if you leave them on, they definitely, I don't want to say stain your lips, but they add some intensity to your lips, whatever color is. So I got off as much as I possibly could, but my lips still look a little pink. So I'm going to try a little bit more, which might hurt my lips, but I feel like when I use these Maximizers, I want you to see what they really look like. So one sec. All right, that's better. I've rubbed my lips raw, but that's okay. All right, so let's try 003 Holographic Lavender. At least these will be easier to remove. Here we go. So you'll smell the mint the minute you put it on, or at least I smell the mint. That is Holographic Lavender. Do you see how, though, instantly my lips look smoother? Like it's an instantaneous, almost like it's filling in the dry lines of my lips. So when it says that it plumps them, I guess that's kind of what it means, because my lips don't look suddenly bigger, but the lines, the dry lines of my lips disappear. So now I'm starting to feel like the tingling a little bit, but it's really more of a warmth. There's no tingling, it's a warmth. Like if you've ever used menthol when you were sick, that feeling. It doesn't hurt, it's just warming. And although I used to hate that feeling in any type of lip product, because these are so soothing, it doesn't bother me. I'm like, oh, okay. Because it doesn't sting, it's just warm. Next shade we're gonna go to is the 014, which is the Shimmer Macadamia. Okay, Shimmer Macadamia. There is Shimmer Macadamia. Next, we're going to do Shimmer Hazelnut. We're going to skip over the intensity ones, and then we'll do those next after this one. Okay. Shimmering Hazelnut. I have to say, I think this is my favorite shade. Not a ton of pigment. This is, like I said, these aren't the intense ones, but it's just a really flattering, shimmery brown hazelnut shade. So let's do, make sure I have written the numbers right. Intense Spice first, which is 18, and then Intense Cinnamon. You can see already that these have more pigment. And last but not least, Intense Cinnamon. I think you can see that the Intense Cinnamon is more orange. Of the two shades, I don't have a favorite. I would just say the Intense Cinnamon is more of a, you know, a warm brown, almost leaning towards, here's a spice, here's a cinnamon, almost like orange pumpkin-y, but not really. I really like the shade, and I think with the look I have on my eyes today, it's actually perfect, but I don't have a favorite between spice and cinnamon. They're just different. Spice is cooler, cinnamon is warmer. You'll also notice if you look at the back of my hand, the Maximizers have started to bleed into the lines on the back of my hand. And what I would tell you, it's not like bleeding normally like you get on the outside of your lips, although if you have lines on the outside of your lips, this might bleed a little bit into it. It's like it's trying to fill the lines on the back of my hand to moisturize them. It's really interesting. Just something to keep in mind when if you purchase these. But I really like the formula. I am very impressed with the way that they did it. I feel like, you know, yes, there's a mintiness. Yes, it's a warming sensation, but whatever it is that's in there actually feels very comfortable to me. I don't have a problem with it. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just really comfortable. I just really like it. I just don't have a problem with it. You know, you'd think I would, considering I don't like that minty kind of warming, stinging, but this formula is just really, really good. I did promise that I was also going to show you the Christian Dior Mitzah lipsticks. And again, this is not a new formula, so I feel like I'm slightly cheating here, but I do know that a lot of you are interested in getting the little Christian Dior Mitzah boxes that only come with the Mitzah lipsticks. So I will show you the shades that I have. I don't have, you know, a ton of shades. I have 4 shades. I have 3 satins and a matte, or is it a velvet? I'll have to pull it out. And then there is a metallic that I've gone back and forth on getting. Thing about the metallic is it's a very, very light beigey shade, and I'm just wondering if it would just totally wash me out or if it would look great with a chocolate liner. I don't know, guys. I have so much lipstick, like I don't need it. That's an absolute, I understand that. I don't need it. But it is unique because it's metallic and it's like this light beige color. So if any of you out there have it, I'd love to hear. Someone did mention that they had it, and I don't remember if they said they were wearing it with liner or not. Anyway, let me know. All right, let me go get the other shade, which is Pink Leopard, I think. It is a velvet. It also broke in the case, like the minute I bought it, it like broke. So I'm gonna be very careful when I put it on, but I will show you the shade. It's a very pink shade. Not my favorite. Pink Leopard is the shade name. Then this is 200 Nude Touch Satin. We've got 253 Rose Feline, which is a very light pink. And then we have 424 Nude Fauve. So Pink Leopard, Nude Touch, Rose Feline, Nude Fauve. And I believe they're all satins except for the first one, which was a velvet. Just checking. Checking. Yep. All right, so we're gonna start with the matte, velvet. And then I'll do the last one, this Nude Touch, because to me, it looks more like a satin and creamier. These actually look more shimmery. All right, Pink Leopard velvet finish is called a peony pink. I will say it's actually a really comfortable velvet. The shade isn't really for me because it's so pink. But if you're looking for a bright pink, a peony pink, the velvet is actually very comfortable. It also comes in Pink Paw, which is a red pink, Leopardess, which is a vivid burgundy, and of course 999, which is their iconic red. It's a very comfortable formula. The velvet's a very comfortable formula. I don't have any of the mattes. The mattes, they have one, which is a soft burgundy. It's an intense brown. So I probably love the shade, but I'm not into matte. Metallic, it's called Beige Taffeta. It's a metallic finish. It's a golden beige. I kind of want it, but anyway. Okay, so let's take this off and let's do the Rose Feline first because it's a rosy nude and it's the lightest. It is a super light pink, ballerina pink, but really like this, and I know you know what I'm going to say, with a brown liner. It's a beautiful, like, light pink. I think it's almost like a lip gloss a little bit with a dark liner, whatever that means for you. I think it's really nice. There's the shade there. Okay, next let's do the 424, which is Nude Fauve, which is a light nude. Okay. Again, these two are really, really not pigmented. Almost don't look like a satin. I mean, I know they're satin, that's how they're named, but they're almost like sheer satins. They feel very comfortable. I love the formula. I love the Dior satin formula. Very silky, very smooth, feels fantastic. But again, super light. This is definitely a light nude, warmer toned. All right, last one is 200 Nude Touch. More pigmented than 424 or 253, which is Rose Feline. But these are not, none of them are super pigmented. As you saw earlier with the Hourglass and the Givenchy, I think they all had more pigment, frankly, than these do. It's not about the Dior formula, though, because I have many Dior satins that are more pigmented. So, again, this is a shade choice. I think it's kind of because it's the Mitzah spring kind of thing. 999, for example, whether it's in a satin or a matte or anything else, is a pigmented red. I really like the shade, though. It's a very good neutral nude shade. I'd say it's a warm nude. It's a warm beige. It's not like beige. It doesn't have that cool undertone that will make you look ashy or worn out. Washed out, not worn out. Washed out. Am I worn out? I probably am. I've done a lot of lip swatching. My lips are anyway, but it's actually a very nice shade. It's a very everyday shade for someone like me, because I wear those types of shades. I will put a deeper brown liner on with it. When I say deeper, I'm thinking MAC used to have a shade. It's called Mahogany. I think it was Mahogany. I used Spice as like the everyday, but there was a deeper one that was, I think it was Mahogany. So I'm thinking something like that, almost something that looks like a brown eyeliner to intensify the look for me, because I don't want it to wash me out. The cases are the cases. They are little shoe boxes, little match boxes. That's all they are. But they are cute. I'm not saying they're not cute. So if you want to pick them up, you have to pick up the Mitzah lipsticks with them, whether it's satin, velvet, metallic, matte formula. That's the deal. What I would say about all of the ones we tried today, the Hourglass formula, incredibly creamy smooth. It feels more like cream, almost like you put a cream on your lips. If you don't like that feel, if you don't like if you want a silky, very light feel, you're not gonna like the Hourglass because it's a little bit creamier, a little bit thicker. It's not thick, it's a little creamier. Everybody likes the same formula. So that's the only thing I'd say about that, but I will tell you, absolutely love the formula, me personally. I think it lasts as long as a satin lasts, which depends on your intensity of, dryness in your lips. So let's say that. The Givenchy Intense Silk is like a lighter formula. It feels a little bit more silk, which is the name. I actually have to say they feel pretty hydrating. I only have the one shade. I would definitely buy more of them. They have a less luminous finish than the Hourglass, but the Hourglass is more creamy finish, and the Givenchy is more luminous semi-matte finish. It's a slight difference. It's lighter. Pigment, though, I say about the same for both of them. The Dior Maximizers, there is a warming feeling with them. There is different intensities and different finishes. I love them all. I have all of the different ones. I'd say to you that if you're looking for something just shimmery, go with, one of the shimmery shades, whether it's cooler or warmer. I tend to do the warmer browns, but Intense Spice is a really good neutral. It's a little more cooling, but I think a lot of people will like it. Intense Hazelnut, more warm. And then, shimmering hazelnut, warm. And then the intense shades, Intense Spice is what I said before, sorry. Intense Spice has more pigment and it's cooler, and Intense Cinnamon is warmer and more intense. So those are the things just keep in mind, but I do like the formula. It does have some warmth. It does, and now it stings a little bit because my lips just sting at this point. Anyway, the Christian Dior Velvet formula is very nice. I really like it. It's been the same for a little while. It's not brand new. And the satin is beautiful, but the satins that I've picked, and I don't know, I can't say it for all the satins because I only picked 3 of them, but the 200, the 253, and the 424, I did not get the coral one. They're all relatively lightly pigmented. So just something to keep in mind when you're looking at shades. Hopefully this was all helpful to you because now my lips hurt. It has been helpful to me in trying all these out again so that I can put together my best of satin lipsticks video. I have a lot more to go through, but this actually did help. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.